amateur physics stuff. What? I don't see him saying anything. Nope, I don't see anything. Nope. Nope, don't see anything. Nope, I'm still waiting. I don't see anything. Nope, no physics there whatsoever. Hey, Remy's back. Yeah, that's it. Go on, Doc. Then you can argue physics. That'll clear the room. People really hate that quantum crap. Wow. Yep, it's a loser.
Not even quantum.
Where the fuck is Pyro?
Well, whatever.
What that means.
I think you can interpret that a lot of ways, but you could just convert that into the idea that the universe itself is a fabric, you know, and all matter or energy is a dent or a defect in the fabric that is space-time, and that's why it makes itself recognizable, is because it's a defect in what is the normal state, which is space-time. That kind of thing.
Just wanted to say that space-time is definitely something physical. It's a physical substance that all the planets and energy can bind and curve it. It's it helps us explain certain phenomena such as gravity and stuff. But it's definitely a physical substance. If I want to give you an example, such like time being relative to the observer, the faster you go, the slower time goes for you. This is not because of something that's intrinsic within the matter or the energy that's going faster. It's actually because of the space-time that warps around it.
Well, that begs the question, because where does the substance come from?
Yeah, well, that's the wrong way to put it. You know, if you do the Einstein thing...
That's kind of
a
silly question itself, because it's like asking, where does matter come from?
Shut up. Shut up.
It's just been here ever since the singularity, the Big Bang.
Shut up. I'm going to tell you what the answer is, okay? Because I know. Look, just go with the Einstein thing, okay? All this liquid bullshit, matter, material bullshit, it's just bullshit, okay? The point is that when you accelerate, you increase mass, which increases how much you dent the fabric of the universe. All right, so that creates more distance between you and other objects, because now you have your density is defined by how much you have dented space, by your mass. All right, and that's what time, that accounts for all of the relativity crap and all. You don't need no liquid in the universe. You don't need any of that crap. All you need is the fact that this is how the universe functions as a practical matter. It doesn't have, you don't call it a fluid, you don't call it a material. It's a matter of function. That's what matter does. That's how it behaves. We don't know exactly why it behaves that way, but we have drawn enough of we have a metaphor that accurately describes it, and that's all we need. It's the metaphor. So just go with the metaphor. It creates a dent in space. The dent creates a greater distance. It's logical. Think about something denting, and think about how now that it's further away. If it's dented, it goes away, and then also has its dent, and so now it has a further distance, and that accounts for the fucking difference in the time. So as you increase mass, you increase how deep the hole is it's in, and that creates the difference in fucking time. Alright, there. Enough.
Yes, but we know that matter and energy do not contain these properties themselves. If we're to say that matter and energy are the only things that exist, then we certainly couldn't explain some of the phenomena such as inflation.
Oh, whatever. There's no point in even saying words like stupid things like matter and energy. there's energy, okay? I mean, matter is incidental word once you've said the word energy. All matter's made out of fucking energy.
I got energy in my...
Well, yes, they're two sides of the same coin.
No, they're not. There's energy, okay? That's it, period. It's like there's carbon. We have carbon that we're made out of. It doesn't become something else because it's inside of a human. It's still fucking carbon. All right? We're made out of elements. We're not. They don't change into something else because they're inside a fucking human.
It's not something different, though. Matter and energy are different, but they're still the same thing. You can convert one to another, but it's just like water in its gas state and water in its liquid form.
You're not converting. Again, you're not converting. It's not a conversion. I'm sorry. It's the energy cannot be created or destroyed. Period. There's no conversion.
The degrees of differences are what makes this thing different. That's what he's trying to say.
But the difference is bullshit. Energy will exist. Whether or not it's in a little ball called matter is really kind of irrelevant. It doesn't change anything. It's still fucking energy.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, the next logical conclusion is, if we're going to argue for the argument of energy, is the voidness, which is the non-material, non-energetic, and non-substantial realm.
Whatever. You mean the absent? No, you have to. What? You have to account for the neutral state? No, I don't think you have to account for the neutral state. You just have to account for the state where it's active. The real question is what causes energy to be in a certain configuration? You know, let's say the quantums, the energy's all made out of the same things. All the atoms, everything's made out of the same shit. Photons, whatever we're going to make it out of. What causes a certain configuration of that energy or density of that energy where it creates phenomena like magnetism? That's the stuff that's interesting. I mean, magnetism is tricky because, you know, it's really hard. It's not gravity. It's a different thing, you know. And where does that? How do you account for it? I mean, that's an interesting one for me anyway. That's one that's, you know, my brain trips on.
Well, what I was thinking.
Go ahead.
But what I was thinking is that we're starting off with this idea, you know, what you were just expressing, from a materialist premise. So I was thinking, well, what accounts for the materialist premise on which we base these conclusions on? And that's sort of where we get into this voidness, this sort of nothingness that just... this is where we kind of get a little bit confused with the terminology and how we're going to exactly account for things, especially if we're going to try to account for them in materialistic and use these spatialized metaphors to describe things.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm just saying there's phenomena like consciousness that are going to be a little tricky and gnarly, but we can see how the system works. I mean, it's, you know, it's not, the system itself is not complicated. It's just that some of it remains obscure. But I mean, we can see the dynamic, and it's not, there's nothing intrinsically magical about it, or that screams we must figure this out. We can just accept some of it. It's just the way it is. I mean, knowing exactly how it does what it does is not going to tell us much. It's not going to change the equation for us in dealing with our problems that are created by our biology.
I think it's irrelevant to argue whether or not energy is matter, matter is energy, because the fact is that materialism is claiming that it's just energy and matter that exist. But we both know that energy or matter cannot go faster than the speed of light. But during inflation, they were actually able to go faster than the speed of light, not because they actually moved faster than the speed of light, but it was because the space-time itself stretched and expanded faster than the speed of light. Space-time itself is not a material object. It's a substance, yes, but it's not material. In fact, whenever the universe is expanding now, it's not the actual objects that are expanding away. These objects are engraved into space-time, and space-time is actually expanding. So it's a physical process for sure, and that's why physicalism is